Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. And I know, long time no see, I haven't posted in such a long time, but I'm not going to bore you right now with the reasons why. Of course, if you want to know, you can ask me and we can chat down there in the comments. But I'm here today for a very special reason. This is the third year in a row that I'm joining for Project Dress a Girl, and I have some very special projects, and I found what is my new favorite free sewing pattern to use to make these dresses, and I think that you're gonna love them as well, so let's check them out. Well, so if you're like me, maybe you have a little stash of fabric remnants, fabric scraps, and little pieces of fabric that are maybe too small to make a project for yourself. And those are actually great to combine and make one of these little dresses. And I want to start by telling about the free sewing pattern that I found this year, and that has been my favorite, so I only used this one this year, and it is the Maeve dress by by Violet Field Thread Sewing Patterns, and honestly it is really nice. It does come in 3 different sizes. You have for misses, girls, and tween dress, so you can choose one of these 3. I chose the size for 2-year-olds, if I'm not mistaken, so it is for little girls, and it is mostly because of the kind of fabrics that I had laying around, the size, and that's why I went with 2-year-olds. And I only made one modification to this sewing pattern, and I'm going to tell you why. So in the description of the sewing pattern, this pattern is described as ending more or less 2 inches above the knee, and in order for this dress to be compliant with the rules and guidelines for Project Dress a Girl, it should end about knee length. So what I did is add 2 inches to the middle tier of the dress, just down here. So I added this 2 inches so that it ends at the knee. So if you're interested about making dresses specifically using your scraps and remnants for Project Dress a Girl as well, I am going to leave down there in the first comment the direct link to the video of Mary Sews, who is the founder of Project Dress a Girl, and she's great at giving you all the details, all the guidelines that you need to be aware to make one of these little dresses. And now the fun part, I'm going to show you the dresses that I made and why I used these specific fabrics. And the first one is this one. Let me try to show you. I hope I can put a different image so you can see the details up close. And this dress honestly came out so well. That's why I'm really in love with this sewing pattern. And also this year I tried to use as much of the same fabric, so the same print as possible, to try to make the dress more cohesive. And when I mixed with other fabrics, I tried to make it and pay attention to the colors that I was mixing, you know, looking at the color wheel and things like that. And my cat is shaking the camera. I hope that is still okay. So yeah, I was focusing on making the prettiest dresses that I could for these little girls this year. The fabric is this one. So it is okay to use fabrics with prints of animals. So I went with this one, which is just general animals that you'd see at the zoo. So it doesn't have any Disney or, you know, specific cartoons or Christmas and holidays. So it is a fabric print that is acceptable for Project Dress a Girl, and I'm really happy with this dress. As I said, I added the 2 inches to the middle tier, and I added as well a patch pocket. So it is something that we need to look at adding to the dresses as well. At least 1 pocket, 2 is great, but I honestly like to add just 1 patch pocket to the middle of the dress. I think it's appropriate as well to the 2-year-old size that I am making. And if you look at this one in specific, oh, my memory card actually got full, so I hope I can catch up where I was. I think I was talking about the patch pocket, and this patch pocket, if you notice at the end, I actually had to make it round, and that's because the piece that I had at the end when I remembered to cut the pocket was kind of small, and then I couldn't cut a square patch pocket, so I had to make it round. So I finished with bias binding to make it still look neat, and I honestly think that I managed to pull it off quite nicely, and I am super happy and proud to say that this dress is going to a little girl. I wish I could see her wear it, so I am just happy to know that some girl will be rocking it somewhere around the world. And dress number 2 is this one. And let me just say, this fabric that I have with the animals, actually I got on several fabric surprise boxes, and the fabric that I got was just 20 centimeters by 140, or 20 centimeters is, if I'm not mistaken, 8 inches, which is too small to make anything for myself. So this was in my stash for quite a while, and being that it is this animal cute print, it was all awesome and perfect to make a little girl dress. And I had to combine it with this yellow fabric because I didn't have enough to cut all pieces, so I cut the back with the yellow. And in order to make it cohesive, I used the bias binding for the neck in yellow as well. Then I made the patch pocket that I was able to cut in a square this time in yellow as well. And then I used bias binding at the hem as well, just to tie in the yellow a little bit more and make all the colors work well in the design of the dress. And I think I managed to pull it off, and I'm quite happy with this one as well. And again, another one that I'm quite happy to see another girl rock somewhere. And I managed to find a way to tie this little tie around the neck as well. Instead of just doing a knot, I made it kind of as you'd do a tie, a men's tie, and it looks really nice and neat. And yeah, this is dress number 2, and I'm happy to send this one to Mari, hopefully as well, so that she can show you on one of the lives. Well, she will be unboxing all of the dresses that we are sending to her. And my now third and final dress is this one. And this one, actually, let me show you, because this one was made using a remnant of a dress that I made, and it is this one. This is, hopefully I can show you, one of my versions of the Sharon dress by Vicky Sews. I'm not sure if I have any picture of me actually wearing it. If I do, I'll put it right here. So it was quite a large remnant, but you know, too small to make any of the dresses that I actually like to wear. So I decided to make this little dress. And in order just not to make it all blue, so this is a floral kind of fabric print, so it is more than acceptable for the little girls. It is not sheer in any way, shape or form, so it is acceptable. And I decided to tie in a little bit with the white. I did consider as if I was going to use, you know, one of the colors of the fabric, which has blue, this baby blue, black or white, and I thought that the white would tie it in a lot nicely. But on this one, the patch pocket, I decided that instead of doing it entirely white, I'll just use a little bit of bias binding at the top of the pocket to tie it in. And I wish I had more of the white to make bias binding for the hem as well, but I ran out, so I had to use just a little bit for the patch pocket. Honestly, I'm not sure. I think this one may be my favorite dress, maybe just because I can see a little girl rocking, you know, this little dress maybe next to me with the Sharon dress. Of course, I don't have little ones of my own. Maybe I can make a dress for one of my cats. And yeah, guys, so I only made 3 dresses this year. But if Mari was here, she would probably tell you that even if you can just make one dress, that's more than good enough. You're contributing to the cause, and she's happy to receive it. So if you have scraps to make even one dress, if you have the time and if you're willing to do it, I really recommend you giving it a try. And you can check, this pattern is awesome. And if you don't use it for to make Project Dress a Girl dresses around the year, you can make it to make dresses for one of the little girls in your life as well. I'm sure that they would love it. And so everyone, these are my 3 dresses. You can tell me in the comments, if you're willing, which one of the 3 is your favorite. Is it the blue one or maybe one of the other 3? I'm very curious to know. And yeah, if you're willing to participate, check the video from Mari Sews as well. That will be down there in the comments. And hopefully I will see you on my next video. So happy sewing and happy crafting. See you in my next one.